Okay guys, no promotion to BitGet, no promotion on my charts. I'm just going to get right to the point and tell you right off the bat. Within the next 60 days, there's going to be a black swan event that's going to crash all of the markets. Oil, stock market, gold, Bitcoin, it is all coming down. And I know what some of you are saying. You can't predict black swan events. The very definition says something unforeseen, unpredictable. Well, that's bullshit. I can't predict them, and I'm going to show you how and why. These two charts, if it was just one chart, I would say, okay, maybe I'm on the fence. But since I have two charts at the same time frame that shows we're going to have a crash, I believe 100% this is going to happen. Everybody believes we're in a bull run. Hey, maybe we were supposed to be in a bull run, but we'll be stopped dead in its tracks because of these two charts. Now, again, you say, well, you can't predict these moves. Well, I'm going to show you that you can predict these moves. This is basically the chart that put me on the map and started my YouTube channel. I posted this on June 24, 2019. This was my ring of capitulation. This is when we were pushing up to 14K. So we're going to cross this ring and come down. And look what happened. We crossed that ring, we came down, we bottomed down here. This was another chart. This was my Dow Jones chart predicting that we would have a drop. This right here, it's this pivot ring right here. I'm pointing to this ring. So when we cross this ring, these are my targets right here, support levels right here and right here. This was on January 7th, 2020. Look what happened. I didn't know about COVID. Nobody else knew about COVID, but look what happened. We hit my targets and crashed all the way down here, found support on this ring. So again, another chart that predicted a move. Had no idea it was going to be a black swan event, but it predicted a move. This is another chart. Every time we cross one of these yellow rings, we drop. Cross yellow ring, drop. Cross yellow ring, drop. So what do you think is going to happen when we cross this yellow ring? Published on February 19, 2020. We crossed that yellow ring and we dropped. This chart, this was when we were topped out. We were up at $64,000. I said, look guys, I created this chart. These are more rings. That's why they call me Lord of the Rings. We crossed this ring, we dropped. Comparing the two Vib circles, when we crossed this ring, we dropped. Look what happened. When we dropped. This is another chart more recently. I told you that we were going to have a suckers rally at bull traps, and as soon as we cross this ring, I published this on December 26, 2022, pointing at this ring. Once we cross it, we get a pump, and look at that pump. That was one hell of a pump. That ring predicted that. This is this same ring, just to show you how long that ring has been there. This ring we crossed and we got a pump. Just want to show you. This chart was published on November 23rd, 2019, all right? And you can see where price was. We were over here at $7,189. And you can see that ring that I'm showing you here, this ring right here, is this ring right here. Look what happens. So again, this ring has been in place since 2019, and you can see we cross it and we pump. So these rings can be in place way ahead of time and tell you when something's going to happen, so you can be ready for that move. This is another chart. And this is one of the charts I'm showing you that's predicting that a black swan event is going to take place. And this was published on August 21st, 2021. Dow drop prediction at green ring. I was making it very clear. Dow should drop when we make contact with green ring. Pointing at the ring. Have a line here. Very obvious. When you hit the ring, we're coming down. Look what happened. We hit it. That was the top, and we dropped. We're coming up on this next ring. This next ring means it's very possible we're going to have a crash. Now, yes, it is possible we could cross this ring and pump. That does happen. But because I have two charts showing we're approaching a point where typically these rings push us down, with the state of the economy right now, down just makes more sense. And if it comes down as much as I'm expecting, it's going to be catastrophic. So this is the Dow Jones chart that I just showed you. You can see I've already got a red candle here. The highest we could go would be this point. This chart actually nailed the top right here with this orange fib circle. You can barely see it. We topped out right here. So even if we push up, again, it's going to be stopped in its tracks. This is on the monthly, by the way. So that's what I'm saying. Within the next 60 days, we could already be topped out. We could get a little higher, but we are topped out to have a major drop. This chart is in confluence with the oil chart. But at this point right here, we are going to move down this ring. Just like I said, when we hit this ring, we start moving down. As soon as we hit this ring, we're going to start moving down to put in lower lows. On top of that, I have this oil chart. And when oil started crashing, so did the stock market. You need to understand, if the price of oil is crashing, that means the demand of there's no demand for oil. That's why the price of oil would crash. If there's no demand for oil, what does that mean? That means a recession. That means something, a pandemic, war, cyber attack. I do not. Maybe aliens come down and attack us. I do not know what it is. Maybe the lag effect of raising the interest rates. Maybe it's the point where the Fed finally pivots. Something is going to happen in the next 60 days that is going to cause everything to crash. And I'm telling you, you can clearly see, I've showed this chart before, this is oil. We hit this point, we got rejected. We hit this point, we got rejected. We hit this point, we had a larger rejection. So you can see that this was support, now it's resistance. We're coming up on this ring where every previous ring sent us down. I'm expecting oil to come crashing down. I'm expecting the Dow to come crashing down. And if the indices are coming down and oil's coming down, you can bet your ass Bitcoin's coming down as well. So you heard it. I warned you. Within 60 days, next Black Swan event is taking place. That's it, guys. I'm out.